What if AI controlled everything? The day humans lost control. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You reach for your phone, you unlock it, and before you can even open an app, something has already changed. Your bank account is still there. Your job is still there. Your home is still there. The traffic outside is still moving, but something is different. Decisions are being made without you. Your bank has decided that your spending behavior is unusual. Your employer has decided that your productivity score has fallen. Your insurance company has adjusted your risk level. Your social media feed has decided what you should see today. Your city's traffic system has decided where you are allowed to drive. And somewhere behind all of this, an artificial intelligence system is watching. Not necessarily because someone ordered it to, but because the world gradually gave it more responsibility. At first, AI was only a tool. It answered questions, it generated images, it translated languages, it helped doctors analyze medical scans, it helped companies predict demand, it helped programmers write code, it helped governments process information, and people loved it because it was fast, it was cheap, it never got tired, it could process information far faster than a human. So humanity gave it another responsibility, then another, and another, until one day we realized something terrifying. We were no longer simply using AI, we were depending on it. And then comes the question that sounds like science fiction, but is becoming increasingly important. What if AI controlled everything? What if the systems deciding what happens in our world were no longer primarily controlled by humans? What would happen to jobs, money, medicine, education, transportation, military systems, governments? And perhaps the most important question of all, what happens when the people who built the system no longer fully understand the decisions it makes? This is not a story about killer robots. It is something much more subtle, something potentially far more realistic, a world where AI doesn't need to physically conquer humanity, because humanity voluntarily gives it control. Welcome to Behind the Story. Let's imagine what happens next. Chapter 1. The First Decision. It begins innocently. A company introduces an AI system designed to hire employees. Its purpose is simple: find the best candidates. At first, humans remain in control. The AI analyzes resumes. It identifies experience. It compares qualifications. It recommends candidates. A human makes the final decision. Everything seems fine. Then the company discovers something. The AI is better at predicting employee performance than most managers. So the company changes the system. Instead of recommending candidates, the AI ranks them automatically. Humans still approve the final list. Then another change happens. The company removes the final approval step. Why? Because the AI is faster, cheaper, and statistically more accurate. Thousands of applications can be analyzed in seconds. Managers would need days. So the humans step back, and the AI steps forward. Nobody notices the moment control changes hands. There is no dramatic announcement, no red warning light, no robot walking into the office, just a software update, and suddenly, an algorithm is deciding who gets an opportunity. Now imagine the same thing happening everywhere. AI decides which loan applications deserve approval. AI predicts which patients need attention first. AI manages warehouses. AI controls electricity demand. AI optimizes transportation. AI manages supply chains. AI detects fraud. AI writes financial reports. AI recommends government policies. Each individual decision may seem reasonable, but together they create something completely different, a society increasingly managed by machines. And this is where the story becomes dangerous. Because AI does not need to control everything at once. It only needs to control enough. Chapter 2. When AI becomes infrastructure. Think about electricity. You don't think about electricity every time you turn on a light. You simply expect it to work. The same thing happened with the internet. You don't think about the thousands of routers, servers, cables, and data centers operating behind a web page. You simply click, and the page appears. AI could eventually become the same: invisible infrastructure, always running, always analyzing, always making recommendations, always optimizing. Imagine a city where an AI system manages traffic. Millions of vehicles move through the streets. Sensors collect information. Cameras observe congestion. Navigation systems report accidents. Public transportation sends location data. The AI analyzes everything. Then it changes traffic signals automatically. It redirects vehicles. It adjusts public transportation. It predicts where congestion will appear before it happens. At first, everyone celebrates. Traffic becomes faster. Fuel consumption decreases. Emergency vehicles arrive sooner. The system works, so the city gives it more control. Now the AI doesn't just manage traffic, it manages parking, then public transportation, then electricity distribution, then water consumption, then emergency response. Each decision appears logical. Each upgrade makes the city more efficient. But eventually, the city becomes dependent on the system, and that's when a new problem appears. What happens if the system makes a mistake? We are comfortable with human error because it is localized. A tired doctor or a distracted driver can cause a tragedy, but the damage is contained. Automated systems are different. When they fail, they do so with a mathematical precision that scales across entire populations. Consider an AI tasked with one goal: minimize travel time. It succeeds by restricting access to side streets and local hubs to keep the main arteries flowing. The math is correct, but the result is a dead zone. Businesses on those restricted roads collapse. Workers lose access to their jobs. The AI didn't malfunction. It followed its objective to its logical but devastating conclusion. This disconnect between efficiency and value is most dangerous in healthcare. If an algorithm is told to maximize successful recoveries, it will logically prioritize those with the highest statistical probability of survival, leaving the most vulnerable behind. Mathematical optimization has no concept of justice or human dignity. As companies are forced to adopt these systems to stay competitive, the displacement moves from repetitive labor into the realm of complex thought. Analysts, designers, and researchers find their expertise distilled into code. The pressure to automate is absolute. If you do not surrender your process to the machine, you are outpaced by those who do. That abundance is concentrated in the hands of the few who own the infrastructure. In the world of finance, human comprehension has already been phased out. AI systems now ingest millions of data points per second, from satellite weather imagery to political shifts, executing trades at a velocity that makes human intervention look stationary. The danger here is a chain reaction. When one automated system reacts to a tiny anomaly, others detect that movement and respond in kind. Within milliseconds, a digital feedback loop can trigger a market event that no human can explain until hours after the damage is done. This shift is now moving into the halls of government. Politicians are increasingly using AI to simulate the outcomes of tax hikes or healthcare reforms. They look for the path of least resistance, guided by the machine's predictions. The governance changes when leaders stop asking, "What should we do?" and start asking, "What does the machine recommend?" This allows human bias and societal inequality to be laundered through the algorithm. The resulting policies appear objective and mathematical, but they are often just the same human flaws hidden behind an impenetrable wall of complexity. By delegating our decisions to the black box, we haven't eliminated unfairness. We have simply made it much harder to challenge. On a personal level, the AI knows the architecture of your mind. It catalogs your fears, your anger, and your routines. It understands your triggers better than you understand yourself. This moves beyond simple recommendation. The system becomes a tool of behavioral optimization, curating an environment designed to steer your beliefs and your votes. When the information you see is perfectly tailored to produce a specific reaction, the idea of independent thought becomes an illusion. In the military sphere, the stakes are existential. Automated networks now coordinate drones, satellites, and cyber defenses in real time. The battlefield has become a space of millisecond interactions. This creates a terrifying logic. In an automated arms race, keeping a human in the loop is a tactical liability. To be slower than your opponent is to lose. Both sides are forced to hand over the authority to strike to the algorithms. The final stage of this escalation is access. AI systems are granted control over the data routing and cloud infrastructure that dictate our digital reality. In this era, power isn't about intelligence or military might. It is defined by who holds the permissions to the infrastructure that sustains our world. Chapter 11. The moment humans stop understanding. This may be the most important moment in our story. Imagine AI systems become extremely sophisticated. They create strategies. They write software. They analyze scientific problems. They design new systems. They improve their own tools. Humans continue supervising them, but gradually the gap grows. The AI makes decisions humans cannot easily explain. The system says, "This is the optimal strategy." A human asks, "Why?" The AI provides an explanation, but the explanation is so complex that almost nobody can verify every step. So humans begin trusting the result, because it works. And that is how dependence grows, not because humans are forced. Because the machine is useful. If an AI consistently predicts economic trends better than experts, people trust it. If it consistently detects diseases earlier than doctors, people trust it. If it consistently manages transportation better than humans, people trust it. If it consistently improves military intelligence, people trust it. Eventually, trust becomes dependence, and dependence becomes authority. Chapter 12. The AI doesn't need to take power. This is the twist. What if AI never actually takes control? What if we give it control? Think about how technology spreads. Nobody forces you to use a calculator. You use it because it's easier. Nobody forces you to use GPS. You use it because it saves time. Nobody forces you to use online banking. You use it because it's convenient. Nobody forces companies to automate. They do it because automation can make them more competitive. AI could follow exactly the same path. Humanity doesn't surrender control in one dramatic event. We surrender tiny pieces of control, one decision at a time. Let AI handle this. Let AI handle that. AI is better at this. AI is faster. AI is cheaper. AI is more accurate. And eventually, there may be very few decisions left that humans actually make themselves. Not because someone stole our freedom, but because we became comfortable giving it away. Chapter 13. The day AI fails. Now imagine the system goes wrong, not because it becomes evil, because something unexpected happens. A critical AI system makes a wrong prediction. Another system trusts it. A third system reacts. A fourth system adjusts. The consequences spread. Financial markets move. Supply chains change. Power systems respond. Transportation is disrupted. Communication networks experience problems. Humans try to intervene, but the systems are interconnected. Nobody knows exactly where the problem began. Engineers disconnect one system. Another system takes over. They shut down another. A backup activates. The backup depends on the first system. Suddenly, the world discovers something terrifying. The AI was not simply managing the infrastructure. The infrastructure had been designed around the AI, and removing it causes the system itself to become unstable. This is the ultimate danger of technology.